Hi folks, this is DoomQC89 and welcome to Subsistence, to a video that I wanted to make for quite a while and having an English version as well. We're gonna do today some kind of guide, tips and tricks to survive day one in Subsistence. Subsistence is a survival game that is not extremely easy for beginners, so I always wanted to make an English version as well because I have some friends and some peoples that I know want to learn Subsistence from other places, but basically mostly from TLD community on Twitch. So maybe these tips and tricks might help them learn this game that is not easy to learn and maybe gonna help you too. So let's start beginning for day one. Well, before we go on day one, there's a little stuff we kind of need to learn, or that's useful to know before we start the game. So we're gonna go and start the game because you have many options. There's you can have a solo game or a co-op game. They're basically the same. I'm not gonna talk too much about some difference there is. It's very it's not extremely significant, especially for day one. But yeah, you can select a male or female character. You can change it everywhere, anytime during game. So that's kind of cool. And you can switch the language. There's many translation now in the game. That's kind of nice. So let's go for the setting for the game. So before you launch your game, because like I said, some settings you're gonna be able to change during the game. Some of them you just go in the menu and you can change stuff. The only thing basically that you need to think carefully before you launch your game is the difficulty, because you can't really change it during game. So easy, normal, or hardcore. Hardcore is basically one life. There's a way to go around this, but I won't talk about this too much. Easy or normal. I'm gonna go normal. I suggest for easy for many people, especially if you begin. This game is not easy, so it's more like normal and hard. The others options you can change though. Hunter enables at the beginning. I won't talk too much about hunters. Basically, there's AI in the game that's gonna spawn. And they're not friendly, to say the least. So, but this, you can go in the menu and change it and remove them whenever you want, or add them whenever you want. So that's an option. You can just change it. They won't be there for day one. So I'm not gonna talk too much about the hunters today. Maybe in a few other videos later. But just to know, there's three kinds of attacks. So basically, either they don't attack you, they attack you in revenge. So when you come across them, you attack them, you go too near of their territory, if you will. And normal, which is revenge, and periodic, which is random attack for no good reason. So it's a lot of attack. Personally, I tend to go always only revenge or no attack, depending on how I want to play it. You can select the month where you start. Normally you start in March, so you start in spring. That's, I think, the best idea. And days per year, 24 is default. That's way too low for me. I tend to go, well, you can go, there's many choices, but I'll go for 120 for this one. Normally I go 365 or something like that. So let's start a new game. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about before starting. Well, yeah, you see, if you go in co-op there, the difference is you can change the number of max player. There's always the possibilities to host servers, pay a rent for a server as well, but we're not gonna touch that today. So that's what a profile looks like. So yeah, I can come back here and, like, in another game, change what month it is, how long the year is. So, well, maybe like if you want to skip winter for example, you can do it. So that's some stuff. Well, okay. So let's start a game. Let's go into the subject. I'm gonna play along basically and go with everything I can think about. It's unscripted, so I'm gonna go with pretty much everything I think about that can be useful on day one. Your first priorities on day one would be, to put it simple, food and fire. But yeah, you start with some items in your inventory, some one set of matches so you can light one fire, a canteen of water, some ammunition, and an apple, because an apple a day. What's the saying? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. You start with a pistol. It's not really powerful, especially in the beginning, so don't count on this to save your life against big predators. Yeah, but one thing is, as you can see, it's you spawn with one bullet in the chamber, and that's it. So I don't know, it's something about the programming, I guess. You need to reload your pistol at the beginning. That can be pretty helpful. Tend to go like this, and your glow stick during the day won't be useful really, but I like to put it. You can change the colors of it. Blue was the standard, but then he added the different colors. The reason I make this video is because, the reason I redo this video is because there was changes in the game. I think it was Alpha 58 or 59. It's gonna drastically change our early games gameplay. So, like I said, two things I want to make it simple. There's two things I want to have. I want to do day one. It's collecting wood and gathering food. I'm gonna get everything I can grab that's not nailed in the ground. So, but I'm gonna try to focus on food, and I'm gonna talk about this right now. Well, you want to be able to make a campfire and have some wood to put in. So making a campfire is pretty easy. I tend to do it as soon as possible, just because I can, because I have to do it. So maybe I should do it earlier. I spawned with the matches. So yeah. The reason why I want my campfire early, in fact, is because I'm gonna need to cook my food as soon as I have it, to not waste any meat, because meat is how do you say? It's gonna rot. That's not new. What's new about the food is that fruit and vegetables do rot as well since like I said, Alpha 58 or 59. So that's going to be a problem, because we won't be able to stock as much food, as much fruits as we would. So I'm gonna go first for a wood. I'm gonna be able to make my campfire. That's fine. I have wood logs to put on the fire. And as you can see, that's not the kind of game where you can cut down the trees. You can just grab a few logs from it, and just as at some point there's gonna be a red cross that get on the circle. It means you can't grab any more from this tree at the moment. It's gonna not regrow, but well, after a while, I think it's like 20 minutes, you can get back to the same tree and cut some logs. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna talk about the food now, because the rabbit just kind of ran away from me. So, the way food works in Subsistence is it's split into different things. Well, three. Well, there's hydration, there's water, basically. But it's cut in, there's two things. There's protein and there's fruit and vegetables. So meat and carbs, or meat and fruit and vegetables, whatever. That's two separate things. And there's the hunger, the general hunger. So I can be like eating just protein and fill this bar up, which this bar basically is not the most important, but is the one that's gonna affect something else. As far as I can see, it's the hunger is gonna affect your stamina. Your stamina is used to run, essentially. That's pretty much it. it doesn't cost you any stamina to cut wood or do any other activity. So, but running away is your best scenario of defense in the early days, because well, don't think about attacking a wolf or a bear at this point. You want to dodge them. I made, well, it's in French, but you can still, I guess, understand how it works. I made a video, or maybe I'm gonna make an English version soon, about the wildlife habits and the way they work, how to hunt them efficiently. And I think the best way, I believe, best weapon to hunt them. Well, anyway. Okay, so many things I want to say. One tip I'm gonna just put out there is, well, let's hit M for the map. As you can see, we kind of draw the map as we move around us. So in the early days, I suppose you never played or whatever, you don't know the map as well as I do. That's normal, but what I suggest is go east, basically. Why going east is because there's a region in the eastern part of the map that is pretty easy. We're not that far. It's pretty easy to loot stuff. It's pretty plentiful of resources, especially for the early resources, early game resources. So east, there's a valley there. That's what I call the valley. And there's pretty much everything you need in there. Is pretty much space. Okay, so dodging the wolf here. He's gonna growl 2 times. First time it's a warning sign. Second time is okay, I'm gonna go after you. He's gonna walk at the beginning, so it's not that bad. Get away, but it's gonna keep following me for a while. And if you get too close, he's gonna start running. And like us, he got like a stamina bar or something. And he's gonna run as long as he can, and after that he's gonna just get back to walking. So try to dodge wolves, especially bears. You don't even think about. Go see the French version of the video what I did. That I did. I got killed by a bear first day just because I was not paying attention to my stamina bar. So I want to keep this bar as high as I can, those as much as I can. And the thing is, normally I wouldn't care, would let them go down, but day one I don't have any way to store my food. And like you see, there's like those green bars, that's duration bar for every item that I picked up. That's every fruit and vegetable that I've picked up so far. So there's the kelp, which is basically you should. That's your main source of fruit and veggie for the early games. It's gonna be really useful. It's easy to find. You just find the lake, find a pond, and you get in and you get your fruit and veggies. It's not the biggest source, but that's pretty much the easiest one to get. So there's a moose as well. They won't attack you unless you're in during their mating season. But they will attack you if you attack them first as well at some point. But well, we're not gonna talk about those big beasts so far. Okay, so I've covered fruit and veggie. So what I would suggest is, since the way it works, okay, is every stack of whatever fruit and veggies you have, like if I split them in half, there's gonna be 2 stack, and they all lose duration by stack. And when they lose, the green bar goes to 0. You lose 1 of the stacks. So what I suggest in the early days is to stack some items that you get a lot of, like maybe kelp, and eat the rest. So everything you have, like just 1. Like I'm lucky I found a lot of apples. I'm gonna eat my apples, but I'm gonna try to keep the kelp. If I find a bottle of water, a plastic bottle, I'm gonna show you a nice trick you can use to store some fruit and veggies. But so far, that's pretty much it. Everything that's fruit and veggies, I'm gonna lose while the time runs out. There's a few items, those two, for example, that are protein items that doesn't rot. The protein bar and the tree grub, which I get from those big trees, like the 6 lug tree that I call, because well, they give you 6 lug until they're the biggest. They're like super old trees, probably rotten to the core and dying because there's so few branches and leaves. So that's why maybe there's a grub in it. I don't know. But what is it about? Like I said, wood, fire, and in food. Well, that's a good example. So how do I cover my protein in the first day if I don't try to hunt the bear and the wolves? I'm gonna try to catch some chickens. And whoa, okay, there we go. So I got to watch my stamina because now there's a wolf running after me. So we are in the eastern part at the moment. You know we're at the end of the map when there's a big chain link fence that's gonna surround the map. And this map is huge, by the way. It takes you to go all around, like following the fence. It's gonna take you at least 2 days in game, so at least an hour. That gives you an idea, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger the more it goes. So I have pretty much a good amount of wood. I can start doing planks. The way crafting works in this game, well, there's crafting stations, but there's also some stuff you can craft on yourself, and it takes sometimes it goes in a queue, and you can do anything else during this time. So that's kind of neat. You can do some crafting. I won't do much crafting during the first day because I want to gather as much stuff as I can, and anyway, first night is gonna be dark and cold, and I won't be able to move away from my campfire safely, so I'm gonna be standing there and doing some crafting. The night don't stay very long. It's like 30 minutes a day, 5 minutes a night, so that's good. That's cool because night is not really the most fun part. During the first days you can do stuff. It's cold outside. You only got like, you start with a pair of pants, a cheap pair of pants. You can use V2CU at third person, but you can't play third person. It's just a camera mode if you want. So like I said, for the protein I want to catch some chickens, but I'm maybe not gonna find enough chickens, so let's remove this. That's not. So I'm gonna try to hunt them. I'm gonna do the bow. Day 1, like I said, priorities are food and fire. I'm good with the fire part. I have everything. I got my matches. Finding those herbs is gonna be useful for crafting other kit of fire starting items. The other thing, I want rope. Rope I get from fibers, the little plants, like yellowish plants I found on the ground. I tend to grab them instinctively like this because they're very useful. Gonna be able to make cordage with it, and you need some cordage to make your bow, to make craft buildings and stuff. So here we go. I'm gonna an arrow there, and it's gonna be useful. I'm gonna build some arrows too. Because well, there's 2 things I can go for. I can hunt with the hunt with the bow, the chicken, but also the rabbit. The rabbit normally run too fast for me to catch them unless they make some stupid moves. I won't be able to catch them, so I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna try to catch chicken, but that can be dangerous. Can lead you to a place where you don't want to be, and they can trap you there. Besides bears and wolves and stuff, so be careful when you chase. Sometimes you better abandon the chase. So the bow's gonna make me able to hunt them at a distance. So not enough. There we go. I'm gonna build one more. So I'm gonna need some sticks that I'm built from wood to stick for a log, and I need 2 fibers to make a cordage, and I need like 6 cordage, so I need 12 fibers. There's those minerals there. There's iron, there's potassium as well. I won't waste my time day one getting them, because I can use the axe to get them, but it's really inefficient, and it yields less than using the pickaxe. If I can build the pickaxe day one, fine, but that's not a priority. Like I said, that's more of a day 2, 3. Well, day 2 would be a nice moment to do this, so I won't do this today. So I have my bow. I'm gonna put it there because I like it there. So I need to craft some arrows as well. Arrows are kind of cheap in this game. I can kill my... No, I won't for now, because like the meat is gonna rot as well. So as long as my chicken... There's a rabbit just beside me that ran away. As long as my chicken is alive in my inventory, it's not gonna rot. I need some stick to make some arrows, and then I'm gonna craft more. I use the basic arrows use nails as a sharp end, so nails gonna be a really important resources in the early days for crafting, for building, for hunting. Anything is you're gonna need nails. You'll never have enough nails. Like the sugar crisp. So I'm kind of running around all over the places, but I suggest maybe if you don't know the map to stick in the region. So that's the valley I was talking about. Like you see, there's wood, there's trees, so you have wood, but you have great visibility, so you can see, like, okay, and there's a chicken. There we go. So you're gonna have great visibility. You're gonna see the bags and crates and stuff. You're gonna see plants. You're gonna see the predators. So it's a nice place to get your bearings to start. And there's pretty much everything you need in the early games. There's a few resources later game that are far away, like you're far from the mountain region. That's kind of useful, but that doesn't really matter for now. Like the early days, we're gonna put our campfire someplace. That doesn't mean we're gonna live there for a long time. That's the luxury of day one. You can like survey the land and find a place where you want to set up, but for now all we own are in our pockets. So, and there's this little pond that's pretty useful for, well, water for one, but also you can like find the kelp you need there. So like I said, kelp. And about kelp and like fibers plants, it's kind of hard in the early days when you're not used to find, but you kind of develop the eyes for it, so don't worry about it. As you go, you're gonna be able to see them like a mile away. Not a mile away, because, well, you can't, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that's basically it. I've got 2 chicken. That's not enough food for me to stay the night. I'd rather hunt some more. But what I'm gonna do, since like I don't want everything to rot, I'm gonna generally go over one of those rocks. There's some places where I'm gonna be safe-ish here from animals, but eventually what I'm gonna be needing or wanting to do is to build a foundation just to put it a little bit higher of the ground, so I'm not gonna be bothered and in danger from the predators in the earth during the night. So I put some fuel in here. I can put it like anywhere, doesn't really matter, but there's a fuel section here, There's an ignition section that's going here, and now I can start a fire. I'm gonna need to keep him alive since I don't have any other ignition source for now. I can craft one, but whatever. So I want to right click, kill those bastards. Like, you see this apple I'm gonna eat even if I don't need it really fully, just because I'm about to lose it. So that's why I tend to eat everything I can find except for blueberries and kelp. Generally just because I can stack those. And even like just focusing on stacking one resource, one veggie or fruit, whatever. Carbs. It's carbs. One carb source. So I can eat as soon as I can and get my my gauge as full as I can as soon as possible. The reason why is it's this, like I said, the hunger bar that's affected by those two. That's gonna affect how much my stamina is regenerated, how fast it does. And well, like you see there, the red and blue small bars appears. Eating cooked food or special recipes gonna boost your maximum health and stamina. At normal we start at 80, and that the point where you start is the lower ground. It's the minimum you're gonna have, so I'm never gonna go down under 80. And the roof is 125. If you go if you play in easy, it's 90. So that's one of the advantage. In easy, you have a little bit more HP at the beginning. That's gonna help you. This 10 HP is gonna save your ass more than more. Okay, there's another chicken. Oh, what? Oh, that's something you can see sometimes. The animals interact together, and you kind of have a small range of aggro in between each other, but you can sometimes push like a deer running in, like probably I did there accidentally, running towards the bear and the bear kill it for you. The hunter is going to interact with the animals as well, just like I said, not as far from, as a bigger range as you. And one thing I didn't mention, it's pretty useful as a tips, whenever you're like cutting logs or gathering resources, I suggest you crouch, because it's lower the range where the animal is going to detect you. Sometimes it's just like you hear them growl, you just crouch, you're on the limit of their sight, and they're going to leave you alone when you're crouched. I don't know, where's the bear at? Where is that bear? Let's gonna show it. Show and tell. That's what it says. Okay, so he saw me. He get in his back legs and growl once, and while now I'm crouched, he doesn't see me anymore. He doesn't. I'm not threatening him anymore. So sometimes I can get closer to them and gather, like there's a chest in this radius, so get the chest safely like that. So whenever I move around. And we're discovering slowly the map. So I have basically everything that I need for day one. It's going pretty well, better than the other version of this video I made. But I'm not out of the wood yet. In terms of protein, I'm still like in yellow. I'm gonna have to stay the night doing pretty much nothing, so I'm gonna need a little bit more with help. I'd like to have reserves, but as you can see, well, there's a compass. I said go east, but I didn't mention the compass is in the left eye corner of your screen, as well as the temperature you feel. I'm beside the fire, so it's kind of hard, but yeah, go east there. And as you know, the sun's rise at the east. and it goes down at west. So worst case scenario, when you start day one, like run towards the sun. I think it's really in my opinion, the best, and I'm not the only one, the best region to start. And easiest one to gather resources. It's really easy to spot everything. You have the impression, I always said, like, I don't think there's more loot here, but you have the impression it does have more loot because you can see it from so far. So if you want any details about some particular stuff, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. I do those videos for this reason, basically. I like to show, not to show, but to help people with the things I know with these games. So I won't touch the bear because you have way too much HP. You can see they have an HP bar, and they have also like a level. It goes, well, basically in easy it's gonna be almost all the time level 1, but sometimes 2. It goes 1, 2, 3 for normal, and up to 4 naturally in hardcore. And they're gonna get a level up if they kill a hunter or they kill you. So you can feed a bear or a wolf or whatever to get stronger and stronger. And that can be a problem. So yeah, be careful. The sun is going down. I'm gonna get closer to my campfire now. Just wanted to gather as much as I can for now. Like I said, everything that's not nailed down, get it. Except, like I said, the minerals for day 1, I don't care. I don't touch, because anyway I'm gonna have to refine them. I'm not there yet. It's good to make reserve and gather them before you can refine them, but day 1 it's really not what I want to get. So I'm gonna get back to the fire camp. I'm gonna gather water before I do though, and maybe like do a last dive to see if there's more kelp. So what I can do is fill the water like this, like right click. You have every option you want on an item. You can split it in different stack and whatever. But there's, like you said, there's an action, like you see, there's a quick action that I didn't discuss, but you can just click. It's E for me. I think it was F in the as a standard, I believe, unless he changed it. But well, it's your quick action basically with the item. Just be careful not to double click your canteen, because you're gonna drink your dirty water and you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get infected, and it's not good. It's a painful buff because you lose your maximum HP and stamina, like your 60% of the max, so your HP won't go up like above 60%, and it's, since we don't have a lot of HP in the beginning, it hurts. So I can boil my canteen. That's what it's really useful to spawn with a canteen. If you lose it, it's not that hard to replace. Anyway, eventually, maybe not day 1, but I'm gonna get more canteen. I like to have 2 or 3 in my inventory, because I can wash my hands with it, and I can, well, drink water. I didn't find any rabbit, didn't kill any rabbit, but I got a few chicken, and I can use these as an emergency protein source. I tend to keep them in case when I don't have anything, but I can fill up in fruit and vegetables just to get my hunger bar filled, and at the same time, well, if I eat it, it's not gonna rot. And what I suggest you can do, like I said, day 1, if you have the resource for it, is make a wood foundation. So I'm gonna build it and place it. It's night. I'm gonna end this soon because, well, it's a day 1 video, not day 1 and 2. But you can see it popped up in my bar. I'm just clicking and selecting it, and I'm gonna put it a little bit higher over the ground. What I can do, and what I suggest, is to put it over your fire, because not day 1, but in a few days it's gonna start to rain sometime. I think in the first like 2 days you won't never have rain, and your fire is not gonna get extinguished, but it's gonna lose duration and gonna break sometimes. And when it rains on it, it's deteriorating much faster. So what I suggest is doing this like this. When you're in the foundation, the wolves are gonna be scared of you, and the bears not gonna be able to hit you. Worst case scenario, they're gonna hit the foundation and run away. So you're safe like this for the night. So I'm gonna end this video right now. If you have any comments, any questions, go ahead and ask them, because well, if I can answer to you, I'm gonna do it. If I have to make a video to answer to you, I might do it as well. If a simple answer is not explaining the things. So that's it for today. It was Doom QC89. See you soon. Ciao.